Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Colors. Your girl Stephanie back with another episode. This one's gonna be pretty focused. I wanna talk to you really quickly, not too long, about Charlotte Flair, and I'm getting a little bit tired of Charlotte Flair and the push that she receives. You all dog out Roman Reigns, and you don't really notice the push that fucking Alexa Bliss gets. Listen. Charlotte Flair was on Moment of Piss with Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, her puppy, and Charlotte Flair made some comments that pretty much summed up why certain people are in certain positions. Charlotte Flair said she is the brand. She goes to the red carpet. She goes to the ESPN thing. She does all of the great shit, and no one else can do it like her. She's 6'7". She got big tits, a flat ass, and no hips. Blonde hair. She's Ric Flair's daughter, and she's gonna put on a dress and she's gonna push your brand. So she is the face of the WWE. I'm not disputing that. I actually believe it. Because everyone behind Charlotte has to look like Charlotte in order to progress in the WWE. And I talk about it all the time. So Bayley comes out and Bayley cuts a terrible promo. That's it. Both of their promos were terrible. The whole situation was cringe. The best part of this was when Bayley pushed the fuck out of Charlotte and threw her down to the floor. Now, Charlotte proceeded to tell Bayley that she wants a title match at Clash of the Champions. And Bayley said, "You're wrong." And I said, oh God. This woman hasn't been on television because she was with her fiance Andrade and helping him mourn his family. He's been going through some things. And the moment she comes back to television, she's thrust it into a title. She cannot be without a title. They're trying to break her dad's title, which I think is 16 reigns, but you're doing it and none of her reigns mean anything. So what's the point? She made the comment that she beat Trish Stratus and Ember Moon. Trish Stratus is not a regular. She was a legend. It was a match to fill in a spot. It wasn't a good match. If you go listen to my SummerSlam recap, it wasn't a good match. Charlotte literally carried her all around the fucking ring, okay? Literally. And you beating up Ember Moon means absolutely nothing because WWE has made it clear that Vince doesn't like Ember Moon and Ember Moon is a loser. So now here we are with Charlotte. Now, I have said that Charlotte is killing the women's division, or what if there is lack thereof. You disrespected Asuka, took the SmackDown title off of Asuka, put it on Charlotte simply so she can go to WrestleMania and end up losing the fucking title anyway to Becky Lynch, and Asuka was just over here looking. Pissed me off, and I'm still pissed off about that because guess what? Asuka and Kairi Sane are now just over there looking. But when it's time, you want to see Asuka and Kairi Sane? Go to WWE Japan's Instagram, and they're all over it, along with Shinsuke Nakamura and any other Japanese wrestler that they have. But on regular Instagram, on the WWE regular Instagram, you barely see them unless you're following them directly. That's what they're there for, simply to promote WWE Japan. They don't see no value in Asuka, Kairi Sane, and Ember Moon, Naomi, and anyone else that don't look like this damn Stepford wife that's Charlotte. So, I guess you're wondering, okay, so what we finna talk about? My issue is, she is destroying this fucking division, and I'm tired of it. She's gonna get that belt, and then what? She ain't gonna have nobody else to fight. And the weird thing is, Bayley doesn't have anybody to fight either, because I was on my Instagram, and while we're here, let me go ahead and give you one of the matches that's going to be on Monday. Let me pull this up, and then I'm going to get into this article I found. It's an old article, but it's like fucking deja vu. on Raw. Raw, okay? This is Raw. Bayley is going to be fighting a Nikki Cross on Raw. And Bayley is the SmackDown Women's Champion. Why is she on Raw? What for? It says, SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley invaded a moment of bliss on SmackDown Live to knock Charlotte Flair off her pedestal and onto her backside. Following that interruption, Alexa Bliss's best friend and her fellow women's tag team champion Nikki Cross aims for payback when she battles Bayley one-on-one on Raw. With the goddess in her corner, Cross looks to make a statement against Bayley in this non-title contest. Can Nikki score a moment of her own, or will the SmackDown Women's Champion build key momentum as she prepares to defend herself against Charlotte at the Clash of Champions? I got two questions. Number one, why the fuck is Bayley on Raw? Number two, why the fuck her fighting a tag team champion is going to give her fucking momentum? And number three, what the fuck? What is this? What is the man going to be doing? While you guys are reminding us all day long on Raw for 3 hours that she is now engaged to her man, Seth Rollins. So what's that going to be looking like? Oh, WWE, man. I was reading this article and it was just like fucking deja vu. The article is from somebody's blog, and it's from 2017, and it's Charlotte Flair killing the Raw women's division, and did the brand split hurt women's wrestling? Let's get into it. It says, killing may be incredibly strong word, sure, but if you were to take a look at the women's division on Raw, lately you realize what a giant shit show it's become. I believe that a large portion of this has been due to Charlotte Flair. Now, it may not be of her own doing because, like I mentioned with the Wyatt family article, WWE is the shit at booking, but her name and her family is essentially causing rifts in the Raw women's division for huge reasons. Sounds familiar? Because this is what's going to happen when she gets that belt at Clash of the Champions. Triple Threat, which I thought was champion versus champion, but whatever. Triple H is what's best for business, excuse me. Or so he says, while the man, I admit, is better than Vince at this point and has created NXT and fostered amazing new talent, or brought quality talent from Ring of Honor, New Japan, and TNA, etc. There's one thing in my mind that weighs on Triple H as someone who put input in the program. Triple H loves Ric Flair, and because he loves Ric Flair, his daughter is being catapulted every which way but loose. Now, this is the deja vu. The State of Raw title always seemed to be in flux. It's always going back and forth, and when it does that, the title loses a lot of importance. And add that to the only Raw Women's Champion to ever win the title on a pay-per-view is ever Charlotte Flair, and you also can see predictable outcomes to matches. The title matches at pay-per-views are supposed to be relevant, but when only one person ever wins those matches and the match quality don't matter in the slightest, it's a combination of shit booking and the love of the Flair dynasty. It says, let's look at the history. Now, just take a look. Charlotte Flair won the inaugural title. Sasha Banks won the Raw title, held it for 27 days. Charlotte Flair held the inaugural title for 114 days. Charlotte won the title back in SummerSlam, held it for 44 days. Sasha Banks won it and held it for 28 days. Charlotte won it again and held in a cell and held it for 30 days. Sasha Banks won the title on Raw and held it for 20 days. Charlotte won the title at the Roadblock pay-per-view and held it for 58 days. And Bayley won the title on Raw and is the current champion. Well, Bayley is now the current champion on SmackDown. And guess who is coming for Bayley in 2019? Charlotte Flair. They're going to say, it's not to say Triple H didn't show a little favoritism towards the four horsewomen. Now, there is something to be said about these four horsewomen. Becky is the Raw Women's Champion. Bayley is the SmackDown Women's Champion. Charlotte is back in the championship picture. And who's the last one? Sasha Banks just made a triumphant return, and she's kicking the shit out of Natalya every chance she gets. The 4 horsewomen are monopolizing this women's division, with the head of the horse apparently being Charlotte Flair, which is funny because she kind of, and I'm not going to go there. So, as many people look at it like they are simply daughters, he's watching over the business. As you can see, Sasha Banks is a 3-time champ, although her reigns are terrible. And Bayley is on her first reign with this Raw, and now she's currently today, what do y'all call it? Triple double? I don't know. She's Money in the Bank. She's the Raw champ, and she's now the SmackDown Women's Champion. And Becky Lynch has held the SmackDown's women's title, but Flair for sure, because of her dad, receives the most special treatments. To give an idea just how much, I would mention Sasha Banks has won the title 3 times. Phenomenal. Sounds great. Let's take away that she's always won on Raw, always loses on pay-per-view, always to Charlotte, and now the big dagger and the difference between Charlotte and others. In 4 reigns as champion, Charlotte held the belt a total of 246 days, almost a full year, whereas 3-time champ had the belt a total of 76 days. No wonder Sasha got pissed and ran away. Charlotte is all over the place. And then, you know, you got Big Papa H loving his 4 horsewomen, but they're not being treated properly. But right now in the division, those are the only 4 bitches you see. And Sasha Banks made such a splash that, you know, I don't mind her. But Charlotte Flair is again destroying this division with her booking and her name. So, I don't know. I don't know what's this going to happen. Last time I checked, Liv Morgan was in the ring and she felt some kind of way and said she was going to come back better than ever. What happened to Liv Morgan? She's on Main Event, and so what? And as of late on her Instagram, Liv Morgan has been hanging out with the Southern Belle, Lacey Evans. Now, if they make them 2 team a tag team between Liv and Lacey, that's fine, because the fucking the women's championship don't have nobody to fight anyway. There's no one for the tag team women's champions to fight. So you might as well start making some weird ass fucking pairs. And when Charlotte gets this fucking belt, who is Charlotte gonna fight? So let's see, who's she gonna fight? So I'm looking at the Raw, the overall roster. She's not gonna fight Asuka because Asuka's tied up in a tag team that's not going anywhere with Kairi Sane, and that takes Kairi Sane off the board. All right. Billie Kay and Peyton Royce are tag teams, and they're not going to be split up because you all enjoy shrieking Australians, and that's cool. Is she gonna get with Carmella? No, Carmella's tied up with this 24/7 championship with R-Truth and him riding her around like a horse. So let's move on. Dana Brooke? Why not? Dana ain't doing nothing. And listen, it don't matter what brand. You got Bayley gonna be on there Monday fighting. So Charlotte can, when she takes Bayley's belt, she could go anywhere she wants apparently. So we got Dana Brooke. She would love to do something there. Ember Moon. I mean, although you have basically made her a loser, Ember Moon could try to do something. Who else we got in the women's roster? Okay, I'm looking. Oh, well, that's okay. Oh, right. Lacey Evans. I told y'all. Lacey Evans could come back on the scene and say, I'm ready for a title match now, stay. But I got the feeling that Lacey is being paired with Liv Morgan. They've been hanging out a lot on Instagram. Then you got Lana. Y'all don't take Lana seriously, but her and Rusev been on vacation. She's been posting pictures of her lotioning up with her big blowed up ass lips. Then you got, like I said, Liv Morgan. Now she says she's gonna be back better than ever. So I mean, it could be her time to shine. Mandy Rose. Why not? She's blonde and busty with big lips. Her butt's bigger than Charlotte Flair. But she also is paired with Sonya Deville, but that's okay because they already got beat and taken out the tag team title scene, so they won't be back up to that. Naomi, what Naomi do wrong besides her husband being drunk? She didn't do nothing. Where Naomi at? Let her get a title shot some fucking where. She the only other black woman in the whole entire damn WWE main roster. Damn. You got Natalya, but Natalya getting fucked up by Sasha Banks, so she's busy. Nikki Cross, sure, she gonna get kicked, get a big boot to the head and a fucking figure 8, and that's about it. Who else you got? Ruby Riott. Where Ruby? I know she been out injured, but she need to come on back and get something going on. I love this new picture of Sasha Banks. They put her back on there with her blue hair. Sarah Logan. Bring Sarah Logan up. You need to be pairing her with her husband and the fucking War Raiders. Sarah Logan could try to fight Charlotte Flair. She ain't doing nothing but fighting old girl on the main event. Dana Brooke. Sonya Deville, listen, Mandy could be in her corner and you could let Sonya go in there and do some power punches. I don't know where the fuck Tamina at, and I'm not even going to even figure that out. I guess they're going to wait for Nia Jax to come back from her double knee surgery and then pair them back up to go beat up Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, because they're going to have them tag team titles for a minute unless they're going down to NXT. So I'm sitting here trying to figure out, are y'all going to give Zelina Vega a chance? But probably not, because she's only 5 feet tall. And honestly, it would be a conflict of interest if Zelina Vega, who is Andrade's manager, goes and picks a fight with Charlotte Flair. Now, that would actually make a good storyline, because y'all would have to, it would be weird. But you cannot incorporate Charlotte Flair and her fucking Andrade on TV. It's going to backfire just like Becky and Seth. That's why Zelina Vega and Aleister Black, you won't even know them two was married. And I've also noticed that Andrade doesn't even make eye contact with Zelina Vega now, and I don't like that. He needs to recognize that his manager's excited for him. It's okay to look at the woman, Andrade. Ain't nothing going to happen. Well, I don't know who she fighting then, because that's the whole fucking roster, y'all. That's the whole roster. So I don't know what's going on. Don't know. That's it. Like I said, Charlotte Flair is destroying the WWE women's roster with her shenanigans, always in the title picture. No one else can get a chance. And the people who are here are getting destroyed and getting thrown in the garbage and pushed to the side. And that's how I feel. And nobody can tell me different. What you think? You think Charlotte is destroying the women's division overall? The article is talking about Raw, but literally, it's like deja fucking vu. The end of this, I hope they either somehow make each show's roster bigger by pulling up Asuka and Ember Moon from NXT, or grabbing talent elsewhere to create more angles that aren't just title matches, or they just end this dumb brand split nonsense once and for all. Ain't that something? This is from 2017. This person said, pull Asuka and Ember Moon up to create more angles and more exciting shit. Look what happened to them. Oh boy, don't get me started. I'm gonna be pissed off about that. That's terrible. Now I got to look at Charlotte's old plastic ass face. Talking about woo every 10 seconds. Anyway, that's how I feel. This your girl Stephanie, Wrestling in Color Podcast. Thumbs up, thumbs down this video. Comment, answer this question. Is Charlotte Flair destroying the women's division? That's it. I'll see you guys back here on the next go round. Alright, later.